Are webinars dead? Well, we took a look at over 300,000 webinar attendees and over 2,000 webinars to give you the answer. Today we'll take a look at 10 webinar statistics, and by the end of this video you will have the answer. Let's dive in. Number one is that live streaming is one of the top ROI content formats in 2025. This is according to HubSpot's State of Marketing report for 2025, where they've asked a bunch of marketers what they think where their dollars will return the most on the investment, and they see live streaming video is one of the top performing content formats, alongside with short form video and images. So people go away from text-based content and move over to more engagement-heavy video formats and similar, where webinars definitely are one of them. And also marketers, according to HubSpot, plan to invest more in these channels going into 2025. And the webinar format in this context provides both a way to get your visual storytelling through, as well as the live format that allows you to engage attendees and build relationships and ultimately trust for your business, which is really important, especially in business to business, where contracts are large and relationships are often long, in the sense that when you sign a contract you will often be with that provider for a long time. So definitely the webinar format is endorsed in this area. So according to HubSpot, well, it seems like webinars and the live format is going quite strong in the coming years. The second data point comes from Forrester, who've analyzed the growth of different event types, comparing live events to in-person events, to hybrid, to webinars and digital events. What they've seen is that webinars are the second fastest growing event type for B2B, meaning business to business. So essentially, a lot of companies are planning to spend more and invest more in their webinar strategies for the coming years. And the adoption is especially strong in mid-sized organizations and in North American markets. But how many marketers actually use webinars when they market nowadays? Well, over 56% of B2B marketers used webinars in the last 12 months. That's according to Content Marketing Institute. So that means that more than half of B2B marketers used webinars as a content distribution channel in the last 12 months. And other popular distribution channels were social media platforms such as LinkedIn, blogs, email newsletter, and in-person events. But what kind of results can you expect with webinars? Well, the fourth statistic is that webinars produce the second best result out of any distribution channel, where 51% of B2B marketers in a survey by Content Marketing Institute thought that webinars produced the second best result out of any channel. Other popular channels were in-person events, email, and social media. Number 5. Webinars have on average 102 live attendees, meaning they are not super small, but they are not super big either, on average. Number 6. 71% of webinars have fewer than 100 live attendees, and around 50% of webinars have fewer than 50 live attendees. Only around 3% of webinars have between 500 and 1,000 attendees, and around 1% have more than 1,000 live attendees. However, note that niche and targeted webinars see higher conversion and ROI compared to broad and all-in-one webinars. So a good idea here might be to split your content to shorter webinars that are really on point in terms of topic and who they are targeting, instead of hosting one broad webinar and just trying to get as many attendees as possible. And not all people who registers for your webinar will show up. Data shows, number 7, that the average live attendance rate is 49%, meaning around half of the people that registers will show up to attend the webinar live. However, if we look at the total attendance rate across live and replay, we'll get 57%. So the offering a replay is really important to get that number up of the number of people that attend. But having people registered to your webinars are good, as you kind of build an audience, and you can also leverage, for example, webinar series, which we talk more about in another video, which I'll link here. And that really is a powerful way to build momentum and build that audience of potential buyers, etc., that can pull the trigger once they are ready and the timing is right. And then you will have this kind of momentum built up with a bunch of registrants and potential attendees and buyers for your business. So registrants do matter. Bringing us over to webinar statistic number 9, and that is that 86% of webinar views happen live. So are webinars taking place live or on demand? Well, live is still king, and a majority of attendees prefer the live format to attend. And just as data shows from, for example, HubSpot, that live streaming is really becoming a popular format to consume content for consumers out there. So let's say they watch Twitch in their free time, or TikTok, or different live formats everywhere. And they will be prone to want to attend webinars live as well, and want to kind of get that connection with who they want to buy from or who they are already a customer of. So a lot of views will happen live, and to really take part of that, you should also offer a bunch of engagement, and that's something we'll talk about in the next video. And if we look at the total split, around 24% of attendees only watch the replay, and 14% watch both the live and on demand. So really offering both here is important. Bringing us into number 10, confirming this, that 41% of attendees take part of the webinar replay, meaning offering a replay is really important nowadays. Some people will watch only the replay, some people will watch both the live and on demand, but 41% in total will actually take part in the replay, making it a key point of your webinar. And a lot of people still don't offer this on demand experience today. So to go back to our original question, are webinars dead? No. Companies like HubSpot's data reports show that the live streaming format is one of the top performing channels in terms of ROI, and marketers will continue to invest in this format going into 2025. Also, webinars are one of the fastest growing event types when looking at different live, hybrid, or digital events. So really interesting stuff. Data also shows that how you host your webinar matters, and it's not just about getting the most number of attendees. So split your broader topics into specific webinars that target a specific attendee, and you'll see both higher conversion and ROI. And in a world where brands are competing for seconds of watch time on short form platforms like TikTok or Instagram, well, then webinars provide a unique way to go in depth and build deep relationships and build trust, especially in the B2B sector. So no, webinars are not dead. If you are planning to host a next webinar, Univid is a great solution to do so. Univid was built to create engaging webinars in 60 seconds. I'll also put a link down below to the Univid Webinar Insights report that you can read all of the webinar statistics we put out, and it's based on hundreds of thousands of data points, so this is really interesting stuff. Also, this channel will provide you with a bunch more videos just like this one, so feel free to subscribe or follow for the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!